Here we are starting day 5. Hit confirm. First, the working block has to be increased by 1. Not a problem. Of course, I say not a problem, but I don't really know. I'm assuming it's not going to be a problem because we're only at 1. Let's hit the working block. Okay, and now first player goes back to William, and William has, for his event, the solar panels have overheated. I repeat, the solar panels have overheated. That does not sound good. +1 on the system block malfunction track. Oh, that's not great, but not terrible. I am just noticing that I cheated last time, and I should have increased this track by 1, 2, because the backup farm has one thing that's supposed to increase, and the backup oxygenator. So this should have been at a 5. We should have had a malfunction. So let's do that now, because I can catch us up. So we'll draw this card. Ooh, hunger strikes. I'll just have a bite. But we have -1 food supply. Of all the malfunctions that could have happened, that's not terrible. I think we're still going to have enough food for the game, but it's starting to look a little nerve-wracking. And we have to replace this green cube in the system block with a red cube. So now we're going to be rolling all malfunction dice at the end of each round. Dang it! Okay, that caught us up. Now we move this 1 up on the malfunction track because of the event. We can hit confirm, and now first player receives determination tokens, or morale tokens. I keep calling them determination. I have to say, these astronauts are my kind of people. They have just a really high morale no matter what. So we still get to have our engineer grab 3 morale tokens, and he's going to use these immediately to be able to use his, oh yes I can, and he's going to repair something, and I'll show you which one. We're going to immediately repair this oxygen here. And because we do that, we get a scenario-specific effect. Let me show you. When you repair a broken part in the backup farm, in addition to repairing a part, taking the successful build action, also draw 1 research card and get that percentage of optimum growth conditions. Move the white marker on the optimum conditions tracker accordingly. Here is our research deck. So let's see, we'll grab this one. Ooh, 30%. We're trying to get the optimum conditions, and we were at 0 before, so now we've moved all the way up to 30%. And then what we'll do is we'll take this card and shuffle it back into the research deck. Let's move on, and now we do our production phase. Just so you guys can mostly see everything, it's kind of hard to get everything on screen. We have 4 solar energy here, plus 5 is 9, plus our backup is 13. But now we have both the backup farm and the backup oxygenator to pay for energy. So that would put us to 11, plus the normal 10 that are on here. So then that gets us down to a 1. We divide that in half, rounding up, that's still a 1. So that means we can move the general supply up by 1. Next, we have to look at oxygen. Oxygen, we have 4 plus 4 is 8 from our oxygen tanks here, plus the additional 4 from the backup oxygenator, so that's 12. We do have the backup farm we built that now needs oxygen, so then that puts us at 11. We have a total of 8 different items on the main board that needs oxygen, so that gives us a total of 3 left over, divided by 2, rounded up is 2. So we'll move up the oxygen to 15. And then, of course, for food, the first thing that happens is we need to have wilting occur. But we only have 1 wilting that we need to do, and we can decrease either one of our energy or oxygen to negate that effect. So I'll reduce the oxygen by 1, so no wilting occurs. Then we have to eat, so we'll have to eat 1 from the general supply, and we're eating from this plant that's still sitting in our greenhouse, and we're good to go. I might want to start thinking about stress, because this is going to go up to 14. Or I can just ignore it, which is probably what I'm going to do. There is none of these issues in the working block, so we can hit confirm. And now let's go to our action phase. First thing I'm going to do, because I need more parts, is I'm going to do the gather action. And I'm going to have the geologist use the robotic manipulator to help her out. So that's 2 pawns. That negates out the 2 negative pawns, because remember, you have to, whenever you gather or search, draw a line to that specific tile. So I have to go through this canyon and then this canyon, but each one has a -1 worker, so that's -2, and then I'll have Scorpio come with, so that we can now, we'll have to roll dice, but we can potentially successfully gather this objective token. I also need to plant a seed for our objective, so I'm going to place the seed that we had in our available supply, use the automated research assistant and one of the geologist workers to guarantee that we can plant that. We're also going to try and repair this backup farm. We have to use 2 workers to be able to do this, and we're still going to have to roll dice because this is in effect. And I decided to just leave that alone in the build area or the working bay. So we're going to try and repair that part, but we'll still have to roll dice. First thing we'll do is we'll resolve our gather action. Our geologist usually is a good gatherer, so let's see what she gets. Oh, she does have an adventure. You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to use her ability to spend 1 morale token to re-roll that adventure die, hoping that maybe we don't have to have an adventure. Because I really need to get out of this. We're on day 5 already. Oh, nope. Still a question mark, so we're still going to have an adventure. We did succeed, though, at bringing back this objective token, so we get to roll the orange die and get that many random spare parts. 3! Are you serious? Yeah. So we grabbed oxygen, energy, and weird little data chip. Let's go to here, and Sonia had an adventure. Confirm. Log entry. I'm thinking about spending additional hours working on the site. I could bring a little something back with me. Decide. Return as planned, click no, or stay longer and gain 1 supply. Put it in the pending area. Yeah, no, I don't need that, so I'm going to hit no. Yeah. Oh, that was good. Nothing happened. Now we have a guaranteed lab action, and we get to plant this seed. To plant the seed, we'll simply place it right here in this location. And now each round we'll get to have that go up the track over here on the right side. And once it gets up to a 6, it technically would come into our backup farm and be another plant. We'd make 2 food a round, but we don't have enough rounds. That is all we needed to do was plant a seed. We can check off plant a seed, and we picked up the cargo for the objective token 8. So all we have to do now is research to 100% on that Optum track. We're at 30%. But if we succeed at this build action with the engineer, we could get another optimum conditions upgrade. So we're getting close, you guys. We could do this. Here are the brown dice. We just need a success here, and we will feel good about life. Yeah, I'm going to take that as nothing. And a success. I'm loving these dice. First thing we'll do, we'll draw randomly from the research deck. Oh, we get to increase it by 40%. 40 plus the 30 puts us at 70%. We just need another 30%, and we have won the game. We also can take off this red cube, and now we won't have any wilting either. We're done for this round, so we can hit next round, and yet we're not at 100% yet. So we can hit next round. Now we roll the malfunction dice, and that's all 3 of them. Let's see what we get. The biggest one I'm worried about is the living block. If we get a 2 or higher, another malfunction occurs. 2 3s and a 1. You know what? This is making up for my good luck of my other dice rolls. That stinks. We'll move up this by 3 in the working base, so now that's at a 4. We're definitely having a malfunction in the living block because we needed to move that up 3. So we'll draw one of these cards. Well, this is a weird one. Issue, Control Center, restoring data from backup. Swap the malfunction levels on the working and system block malfunction tracks. Now, I don't know when that resolves. I think that's going to resolve... I don't know. Let's just resolve it immediately and go from there. If you guys know different, let me know. The system block's at a 1, and the working block's at a 4, so we'll move this up to a 4. And the working block that was at a 4 will now move back down to a 1. And this stinks, you guys, because we were going to be fine on the system block, but not so much. We now move to a 5, and we have another malfunction, so we draw from the malfunction deck. And we get Baited Breath. Obstacle Oxygenator, which one? -1 oxygen production. That's not terrible. That's actually not bad at all. We'll decrease this oxygenator by 1, so it's only making 3 a round. But that's why we have the backup oxygenator, so we should be good. And you guys, I keep forgetting, we have, with the backup farm and the backup oxygenator, we'd have to have increased that malfunction track by 2 on the system block anyways, so that's not a problem. It already went off, so we are good to go. We're back down to 0 on the system block. Now it's the cleanup phase, and the only token we need to take off, thank goodness, is this -1 worker for the build action. We're going to be doing a lot of build actions next round. We can click confirm. We are now on day 6 of 7, and I think we can win the game here. unless something really bad happens. Oh, solar flare. Draw one system block malfunction card and resolve its effect. And we get choose wisely. Oxygenator. Pressure regulator off. -2 oxygen production. Oh my gosh. Doing some quick calculations in my mind, we're actually okay. We're not going to be producing any extra oxygen anymore. That is why that backup oxygen is so good, because we're going to produce 1 here, 4 for the other one, and 4 for the other one. So that's 4, 8, 9, and we have 9 systems that need oxygen. Let's hit confirm. Okay, working block needs to go up by 1 on the malfunction track. We'll move this up by 1 to 2, but that's still not too bad. We'll click on the working block, and now first player goes back to Sonia, and we have a log entry. The discharges have been giving us the nasty shocks around the hub. Draw one system block malfunction card and resolve its effect. Really? And we get nitrogen deficiency systems. They seem less green. +2 stress. No! That moves us from 14 to 16 stress. There's a lot of stress going on here. Let's hit confirm. And first player gains morale tokens. Doesn't matter about how these two are feeling. They may be really stressed out. Oxygen may be at an all-time low. But Sonia still gets 3 morale because she's still feeling good. We can now hit the confirm button. Now we do energy, oxygen, and food. And of course stress, which I can't forget. Stress. First for energy, we have 4 plus 5 is 9, plus our backup is 13. We have 10, 11, 12 things that need energy. So then we have 1 left over. Divide that in half, add, round it up. It's still 1, so our energy moves to 15. Our oxygen, we're not so lucky. Our oxygen, we have 1 plus 4 is 5, plus the 4 in the backup oxygenator, that's 9. And we have a total of 9 items that need oxygen. So if we have any oxygen problems, it's going to be bad. But oxygen, we're good for now. Then we look at food, and of course, we have 1 food that we need to eat. We only have 2 food left in the general supply. But we do get to grow our plant in the farm. Ooh, that's kind of cool. Here's our stress. And unfortunately, when we increase it by 2, we hit 18. We're going to each take a wound because essentially Sonia got really pissed at William and decided that, you know what, a little boxing match might not be a bad idea. They both get a little bruised and then they move on. So we'll move this back down to 0, but our morale goes down to only 2, and they both take a wound. We'll move each of them to the right. That's fine, but nobody is taking a condition still. Yes. So now we're at the end of another event phase. Now let's go do some of our actions. First action pawn we're going to use is the geologist is going to use the automated, or not the geologist, the engineer is going to use the automated research assistant. And we're going to place that right here to resolve this to gain 1 morale token. We want him to have a morale token, so he may re-roll if he needs to when he builds. Next, we're going to have the engineer do a full quiet place to get 2 more morale, and with doing the event phase, that's going to give him 3 morale, and he can immediately repair something. That's what I want to do. We also are going to use the geologist over here to try and manage some of our malfunction, because we're still going to have to roll the malfunction dice at the end of this round, and I don't want that to create any issues where we would get more than 6 things broken in the hub. Lastly, we're going to activate our failsafe, and that's this tweak. So you can take the build action and discard a spare part that's according to any of these 3. So oxygen, this token, or energy. And then you can do is draw 1 research card and improve the growth conditions by that percentage, which is awesome. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the geologist, and I'm going to have her also have the autonomous logistics vehicle. So because this is technically a build action, so we are now building by tweaking that backup farm. And we have to pay 1 type of supply from our supply, so we're going to use this spare part. First thing we'll do here is we'll resolve this automated research assistant. We can say that we've taken care of this, and our engineer gets 1 amazing morale token. And he must have wanted to take a really, really good nap, because he's got 2 here at a quiet place. That's going to give him 2 determination, but because he took this nap, he's then going to use all 3 of this morale, not determination, all 3 of these morale to immediately repair the backup farm. We'll grab this off of the card that's no longer broken. Now we'll do the research cards to see what our optimum conditions can increase by. Ooh, 25%. This is why I made sure to do 2 of these actions. So we put it at 95%, but that means when we do this tweak, we should be set. Let's take a little time with the geologist. We're gonna do some managing of malfunctions and decrease the malfunction track by 1 in the working block. Last but certainly not least, let's do some tweaking, and that means we get to simply shuffle up these research cards. Hopefully there aren't any zeros in here. I haven't actually even looked. And oh yeah, 35%, we should be good. We only needed 5%, so that puts us at 100. And now let's go to our log and say we've completed that. And hit next round. We still have to roll the malfunction dice. And remember, it's gonna be all 3 of them. Let's give them a roll. 3, 1, and 1. So we move up the working block by 3, the living block by 1, and the system block by 1. Thank goodness we decreased that. 1, 2, 3. If we had not decreased the working block, we would have had another malfunction. The living block going up by 1 is no problem. The system block going up by 1 is also no problem. Plus, we have the backup oxygenator that still has 1 malfunction that we need to increase by, so we should put that to a 2. Still looking great. We can hit confirm, and mandatory mission objectives completed. Check the threshold value. We only have 1 thing broken in the backup oxygenator. So we can say confirm. Congratulations! Not only did you learn how to play the game, but you completed all mandatory objectives. You are ready to make another step towards Mars colonization. In the next missions, you will experience more gameplay changes and more complex objectives. You have the basics covered though. With your farm secured, you can now focus on other tasks you were sent to do. Exploration, building, and research work are all needed for the settlement to flourish. Use these skills practiced in this mission to expand and make the colony thrive. Good luck on your future missions. Yeah, and that is First Martians. Whew, well, that was a lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Normally, I try and give just a tiny bit of what I think about the game. I haven't played this game enough. I can't give you really anything about it. I've only played the first scenario. I'm hoping maybe at some point I can do another scenario or maybe even the campaign. Who knows? We'll get there. But I will say this. Who's this game for? I can answer. This game is for people that really enjoyed Robinson Crusoe and do not mind the realistic feel of going to Mars. There's no aliens here. All you're doing is managing a lot of tracks, but it's fun. It's a lot of fun managing those tracks, and you don't know what's going to happen. I mean, come on, my oxygenator was down to one of my oxygenators, and I literally had just enough oxygen to survive. I only had 2 food in the supply left. You know, there's really cool stuff here. It's just, you got to think of this game, it's not Robinson Crusoe. Robinson Crusoe really makes you feel like you're adventuring. And now, in this scenario, you're not focusing on adventuring, but it's a different feel because you have all of these tracks and you're managing everything. You're trying to instead, you start perfect and then things break down, and so you're trying to repair it, instead of with Robinson Crusoe, where you actually have to even build a shovel because you don't even have a shovel. So, which one do I like better, Robinson or this one? I can't say because I got to play this one more. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please let me know if you saw anything that I did wrong in the playthrough. And thank you so much for watching. Thanks for subscribing. You guys have a great rest of your day.